Hello, hello, everyone. How are you? Welcome
Hello.
to, yeah, we look, she's got a heart. She's always got a heart. Welcome to Brewing Inner Peace, our 2026 quest of creativity and mindfulness. And I don't know about you guys, but I think Rebecca and I, Sparkle Sanctuary and Dip in Time, are really looking for some mindfulness. Let me remove this and we'll make ourselves bigger. So I cannot move my camera down any lower. I've got a new setup that will be resolved later on. Hey, Mutts. Michelle Hunter. Hello, hello. Hello to everybody on the replay. And hello, Rebecca. How are you?
I'm here. I'm happy to be here.
So I have my painting out tonight. And as you can see, I don't have much done on it. So I got my first square done. I started the second one over here. Then I changed. I came over here. But I haven't gotten very far.
And if you look at mine, this is the February section. I finished it. I actually finished it 2 weeks ago, and I was having so much fun because I did some bling here and I did some bling through here, and it was turning out so pretty that I enjoyed it. So I wanted to just show what it looked like, and then I'm going to move to the next section because I wanted to share like how pretty it turned out.
Would you like to show us what you blinged?
So, hold on just a second. I have my computer in my hand while also doing this. Because I had tried to set it down, but so there is a light pink crystal kind of diamond that I added. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get it to show very well. That I added through here in this area up here on the upper part, and then in the rose. And then in all of these petals, I don't know if you can see that, but there is a red crystal just kind of in the petals and all through here. Yeah.
Nice.
I wish I had had more of that red color. I didn't quite have enough, but I feel like I was able to get it spread out enough that it turned out the way I wanted it to.
Excellent. That looks so pretty. Okay, so can you back me up and show me your first January picture?
Let's see. January was, I can't back you up because I have the phone upside down. I had to finagle things funny because I got off work and then immediately came running to do this. So let's see. This is January.
Oh, that one's so pretty.
So I added a blue, it's like a blue metallic to the hourglass. And then I added a clearish kind of crystal into it as well.
Nice. I completely forgot what January looked like.
Yeah. So honestly, like I cannot say enough. I'm loving working on this kit. That was one of the things that I'm so excited to go live tonight because I was not anticipating how much I was going to enjoy working on this kit in this manner. Breaking it down into bite-sized pieces has been probably the best thing I could have done just for my overall enjoyment and everything.
That's really interesting. So I'm just going to pause here for a second and just enjoy the transformation of how things changed for you.
Yes, because I found this kit so intimidating, and now I can't wait to work on it.
You're actually trying to find things to do so you don't work on it.
That is actually very accurate. I think I might have to turn my canvas around to work on this. I'm so sorry, everybody. Just watch Rhonda's image for a little bit. I'm going to turn this around.
It's all good. It's all good. So I actually did enjoy coming back to this kit. And I actually finished this piece here. Let me see if I can do what you're doing. And I'm going to try and slide it over. So I actually used like all my little bubbles and my pearls for squares. And I love how it all came out. Then where my challenge was, and this is actually something I learned, and I hadn't even thought about it. So I'm not a soul blinger. I look to others to assist me. So I was putting all these like little crystals in here. And then because this was a canvas that I had started in 2023, at least that's what I think it was, when this one first came out, I got it all kitted up. I got everything ready. And then I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to finish the black and then I'm done. And then we brought it out for Brewing Inner Peace. However, tell me in chat if you've ever done this and then misplaced certain drills. Like misplaced them. Because I cannot find the little container that had the extra drills. And I was like, no. So I had to, this green here is actually supposed to sparkle like this green here, but I couldn't find it.
Oh no.
I couldn't find it. So I had a little freak attack. And said, fine, I will use my other ones. I will use the drills it came with. But I couldn't find those either.
Yeah, that's not good.
I was like, you are killing me. Why would you do this? So I reached out to the DAC who sent me the drills so I could actually finish this piece. But then I had to wait for the drills to come in. So that's why I started on a different section. And then I was like, I've done it again. I cannot find my ABs to finish this section. And then I couldn't find these other ones. And I'm like, Rhonda. So that's why you'll see, well, that's part of the reason why I didn't finish it. That's why you see like part of this. I'm gonna knock stuff off my desk now too. Hang on. Move over. Slide over. So that's why you'll see like I have some of it done here. And then I have whole chunks here not done. Is because I ran out of drills.
Oh no.
And that was today. And then I was like, oh no. Then I got home and I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's another bag somewhere. And I found them. So I'm actually going to finish this and let my anxiety go so I can get my inner peace back.
Isn't it interesting how wildly different our experiences have been this last month?
Yeah, this month has been a challenge for me. Right? Let's see. Mutt says, yeah, I have lots of times, but what gets me is when I can't find them in front of my face. Yes. Yeah, speech to text is interesting. And it's interesting when it actually starts recording stuff when you're actually not talking about it. So I've redone my kit containers so I can actually finish this, but I will tell you, I was not a happy camper when I couldn't find it.
Well, I mean, you kind of get into a rhythm, right?
Yes.
And not being able to find your drills completely takes you out of that rhythm.
Oh yeah, it literally threw me for a loop. And I was like, what the frig am I doing? And the other interesting part of it was I was upset and mad because I couldn't do it. But then I was like, but I'm letting everybody else down because I didn't do it. And I went, stop. This isn't about anybody else. It's about finding that inner peace and just enjoying it. So that's why I thought I would just kind of share that tonight, because I'm pretty sure I'm not alone. Oh. So now that I have drills, I'm actually looking forward to getting back into this. So it's really interesting that when things aren't where we think they are, and how we get wrapped up in that catastrophizing phase and start blaming ourselves, like, you should know better, like that self-inner critic. So I'm actually really glad we're going live tonight, because I would have just come home and I would have put this away. And I don't know if I would have found my drills. And then thinking, like, this is the last week of February. So I think that kind of threw me off too, because it's only 28 days this month.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I kind of had in my head that we had 30 days and I had lots of time to do this. But things then got in the way. Life gets in the way. Went away on a trip for Little League Congress. And then my son comes up to me. He's like, Mom, why does February only have 28 days in the month? And my brain was like, I don't know. So that led me down another rabbit hole.
Did you find the answer to that question?
We actually did. Do you know what the answer is?
I don't.
So the answer is, oh God, let me see if I can remember this now. It has 28 days. Oh my gosh. Think about this, Rhonda.
I think it doesn't have something to do with how long the year lasts, like how, like to give it, because every fourth year we have 29, because we add a whole day to the calendar so that the lunar and sun time around the sun.
Why does February have 28 days? Because Romans believed even numbers to be unlucky. Each month had an odd number of days, which alternated between 29 and 31. But in order to reach 355 days, one month had to have an even number. And then if I go here, it says, each month in the modern calendar consists of at least 28 days. That's in the Gregorian calendar. That number would be nicely rounded 30 were it not for February. While every month besides the second in the calendar contains at least 30 days, February falls short with 28 and 29 on a leap year. So you can blame it on the Roman superstition. So in order to fully sync the calendar with the lunar year, Roman king added January and February to the original 10 months.
Huh.
And then where is it here? Okay, where is it? There was more to it. So then it talks about the Roman king, how he wanted to avoid having even numbers in his calendar, as the Roman superstition at the time was even numbers were unlucky. He subtracted a day from each of the 30-day months to make them 29. The lunar year consists of 555 days, which meant that he now had 56 days left to work with. In the end, at least 1 month out of the 12 needed to contain an even number of days. So he chose February, a month that would host to Roman rituals honoring the dead, as the unlucky month to consist of 28 days.
Interesting.
It was
Very
like,
interesting.
yeah, and it had to do with the lunar cycles, and in every solar year, there are about 12.37 synodic months. Therefore, a lunar year is to be kept in step with the seasonal year. But I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, my brain hurts already. Please do not ask. Did they not teach you this in school? Yeah, Mutz, I kept thinking this February was a leap year and we would have 29 days, but we only have the 28. I was just like, well, and I don't know. I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh, do. And then life just got caught up with me, and I did not get my pieces done. And then I couldn't find my drills. And then I was like, it just went into a spiral thing. Okay, I'm going to do this. So I'm thinking, what kind of advice can we give people or to ourselves, because we're not the experts? Or maybe I should ask the people, what advice would you give when you are working on something and something happens where you run out of a piece of it? How have you been able to not go down the spiral? Was there any type of tool or technique?
I personally am not very good at not spiraling, so I'm not answer that.
I'm not either. I admitted it. I went down the spiral and I got frustrated. And I started like, Rhonda, what the frig were you thinking? You keep everything together. And then, I started going into that self-judgment, like, well, other people like take their drills and they separate them and they don't lose them. Why are you losing them? And what I ended up doing was I got frustrated with it. But then I went into problem solving mode. I got out of the emotion. I'm also an individual that does not like to leave sections uncompleted. And like, it actually made me think of another friend of mine where when they're blinging something up and they run out of a color, they place an order, but they leave that section open and they work around it. And I'm like, how can you do that? That would just drive me insane. So I went into problem solving mode. Like, okay, well, you're not throwing the canvas away. Like, let's look at our options. And we have a long way to go. And I have all these special drills on here. I am not picking the special drills off to be reused somewhere else. And then I was like, okay, I can reach out to get replacement drills. And then I thought, well, then when I find the special drills, I'll go back and I'll pick those off and I will put the new ones on. That was my first instinct. And I can imagine what some people may be thinking like right now. Are you insane? Because that kind of popped in my head too. Are you insane? Then I thought, well, maybe I'll go back to the sections where I have the special drills in and pick those off. And I was like, leave them the way they are. No one's going to know unless I say something. Hello, Margarita. How are you?
Hello. I keep all of my spare drills too. But nuts. I keep all of my spares. I've actually run out of them on projects that I've purchased, so I feel like it's justified.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm chuckling. Unfortunately, I'm not organized. I just take my extra drills and I put the name of them on there and I put them in a pile. I don't organize them. So, of course, I was going, what the heck, Rhonda? You really need to get your butt in gear and organized. So what I ended up doing was I just put this away for the time being. And I pulled a puzzle out. And I worked on a puzzle. Because I couldn't take this with me on our trip because we were flying and we only had carry-on. And this would not fit in my carry-on. So I did a little bit of distraction. So that was helpful. So that's always a bit of a tip we can do, is do a distraction. Also out of sight, out of mind. Yeah. So I would freak out each time I saw it, which would, by seeing it, it was like, right, I cannot finish it because I don't know what to do with it. So that's kind of what I did. And I went into doing a puzzle, which made me feel better in that moment. What are some other ways, Rebecca, that might help?
Well, I mean, I think the biggest thing is like taking a step, like it's the hardest part is taking a step out of yourself and realizing that in the world of problems, this is considered a small one.
That's a good point too. Because there's been a lot going on in the world and in everybody's day-to-day life. And
I
you
think,
make a really good point that, like, in the big scheme of things, the world's not going to stop
right.
because I can't find my drills.
Not only is the world not going to stop, but our world isn't going to stop.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it doesn't matter what happens to anybody else. It's our anxiety, and people will focus on that. And it's true, but if you can get yourself in the mindset that, you know, 20 years from now, am I going to still be having a panic attack because I couldn't find those drills? Well, if not, then take a breath and then strategize and start to get into your logical brain.
Yeah. And that first step for me is really hard because then I get caught up in that spiral. I was going to say something else. The only ones I really don't need to keep anymore because I have a load of them are my nemesis, 310 and 939.
I had so many 310s, they wouldn't fit in any of my real storage. I just ended up with a Ziploc baggie full of them. And I kept them because I had one canvas that I had purchased, one of my very first pieces I ever purchased, and I loved it so much, knowing it was not going to pass the copyright laws. I was like, it's already in my stash. I'm going to finish it. I'm sad that it's not. I'm sad that it wasn't legally licensed because that's not how I do things now, but I can't help what I didn't know then, right? And so I wasn't going to penalize myself for not knowing. So I wanted to do this canvas, but a majority of the image was black and it was square.
Oh,
And it was from early 2020. So the drills were awful. It was from a cheap company. It was awful. And like they were completely unusable. And so I spent all the way up until last year saving up all my square drills from all of the canvases I've ever completed into that baggie. And you know what? I used a significantly large amount of them
yeah.
on that canvas, replacing all of them. And I'm so glad that I kept all of them. And so I think if nothing else, so that we can replace, fully replace ones that are bad on a canvas, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. I normally will keep my better drills specifically for that reason.
But I've probably had, out of the 150 whatever I've done, I've probably had at least 6 canvases where I didn't have enough drills, where I ran out.
Yep.
In fact, I had one recently it was a DAC one that I ran out of. And I know they have that policy, but they'll only give you so many and it takes time and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, I'll just dip right into my storage and I don't have to worry about it.
And that's what I was thinking too when I discovered this. And then I went, but they're not organized. That means I need to go search for them. And I was already frustrated. And I'm like, I don't have the energy for this. What did help me with feeling better was a friend of mine was working on a kit. And unfortunately, they were missing a whole color. And now it was a small kit. But I knew I had spares. And it was a round. So I'm like, hoo-hoo, I can go to my rounds. I know where those ones are. Right? And I'm working on a square. I don't know where my drills are. It's a round. I know where they are. So I actually gave them the drills so they could finish their canvas. So I felt good about that. But it's also that Murphy's Law. When you're looking for something, you cannot find it.
Nope, it's always the last place you look.
Yeah. And literally, it was tonight where I found the drills so I could do this. Tonight, like an hour before or live.
But you still haven't found the specials?
Nope. Nope.
Okay, so
and at this point, I'm not going to worry about them.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
If you're keeping your spare drills for situations like this, but this situation, you couldn't use them because it was too frustrating to use them,
Mm-hmm.
then what are the spare drills actually serving?
Just in case.
Just in case of the situations like what you just had, though.
I know. But see, if I
wish,
get rid of them, then I'm going to
I wish we lived closer. You know, I would totally organize all of that for you. Happily too, because you know I like to do that stuff. That's only why I'm giving you cred, because we're such opposites in this thing.
Yes, I know. And I'm like, so this is, oh, look, Margarita. Mutz, you can send Margarita. You can send my husband back 301 and my son 939. Oh my gosh. Margarita, what would your husband and son say if they were to get a thing of 310s and 939s? That is hilarious. So I'm laughing with you, Rebecca, because I keep saying I need to organize.
I know, that's why I'm giving you cred.
Right? And I've been like, I need this. I need this. I've been saying that like a broken record for years now. Seriously, years. And when my husband was like, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, an organized room, an organized craft room. So I have everything I need in one location with drawers and shelves and hanging devices. And he's like, nope. What else? Because he doesn't want to do it. But he's still like, we need to go through the basement and clean. I'm like, oh my God, that's overwhelm. So I did make progress. And I think this month was a really good month to highlight that each person's pace is different.
Absolutely.
And it's okay to go with whatever pace is comfortable for you.
So I have another question.
Okay.
Is there a way that we can help you get that system set up so you don't have to feel so frantic next time? I'm genuinely serious. I don't want to sound, I'm hoping I don't sound condescending, but I want to help because like the whole point of this series is to break down the big tasks that we find out daunting, right?
Yes.
And doing it in a way that doesn't stress us out. So my brain is just, I'm fixated on this because I'm a problem solver and, you know, I love to organize. So I'm trying to think of how I can help you long distance.
I'll send you an airplane ticket. You just need to take the time off. No, but you make a really good point, right? Because a lot of us are virtual. It's a very good question. I think one of the things, I'm a visual person, so it's really hard to think what something's going to look like or how something's going to function without having it.
True.
So I did make progress this month with this new setup that I have on my desk. I'm also a person that does not like returning things.
Oh, totally same here.
I'm like, I just wanted to make it work and just buy what I need and just put it up and we're done. But I also know that I'm a visual person. I need to test it out. So I actually purchased a couple of different lighting systems because I knew my lighting really was not ideal. And was like, Rhonda, it's okay to return them. It's okay. I'm giving you permission to return them. So that's actually what I did. Is I had one system and didn't really like it. So I returned it. I actually went and looked at a few of them. So I had them already marked, saved. And then I found the light system that I have now. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. But now my stand doesn't work, which I knew was going to happen. So then I had to allow myself again to, I'm going to be a tester. Because when I talk to my husband and I'm like, honey, I need help figuring out what works best. Oh, that's not my forte. I'm like, it's not my forte either, but I need something that works better. So I went and got this setup. And I like this setup. It looks very funky. I might have to take a picture of it and post it because it's not complete, but it is really funky. It is actually, so there are lighting that people have, like the nail light system that goes, it's like an arch, and the light goes down and they work underneath it. But I didn't think it would be big enough for my canvas because I like big canvases and I cannot lie. But the system I had before, I had a rod right in the middle of my desk. So my canvas wouldn't go right over. Well, this system has a frame here on this side and a frame on this side, and it goes over top. So I can actually roll my whole canvas off my desk now, which I was really thrilled with. But as you notice, my camera's way up here and I'm way down here and I cannot lower my camera now.
I think we're pretty much the same distance. I don't think it's a problem.
So, yeah, I mean, actually, it doesn't look bad. So,
no, you just don't get the detail.
Yeah. So when I do my unboxings, I like to be able to get zoom right down in. But then before I couldn't zoom way out. It's one or the other. There's no pleasing me. But I said to my husband, he comes in, he's like, oh, that's a funky setup. Look, I'm like, yes. However, we're not finished yet. Now that you see, and I know you don't like cords, I want all the cords hidden, and I want something so I can lower my camera down or go back up. And he goes, oh, okay. So I think he was experiencing something similar to me, where it was causing him anxiety because it was something different. So back to your point of how can we help? How can we assist? I think I need to see how you have yours stored.
That's something I can take care of easy.
Because I'm right now at the point of I need ideas. Because I want to be able to have everything in one room, easy access. And I think I have figured out how I'm going to hang my canvases.
Ooh.
And it's not what you may be thinking. I think I might use what they call a gallery setup. So I'm like, because I don't, yes, having these in frames would be awesome, but they're not all the same size. And I don't want to frame everything, which then makes me need to find a place to store them when I switch them in and out. So a gallery system might actually work.
So then what does that look like? How does that work?
So a gallery system actually is a bar that you attach at the very top of your wall by the ceiling. And the bar has an opening in it in the back where you have a hook, and then there's a clear plastic string that comes down, and you can attach pictures to. So you're not applying holes with nails to your wall all the time.
Okay.
So I saw this like I'm doing an art class right now, and it never even dawned on me. And I just happened, you get those like, oh, moments. Well, that's kind of what happened this week on Tuesday. I was looking at these pictures and I'm like, how are they hanging these exhibition pictures bi-yearly? And they're not putting holes in the wall because they're all different sizes. So I really started looking at how it was set up. And then I asked the art teacher, I'm like, okay, I have a question. It's not art drawing related. What is that system called? How does it work? Because you can take the piece that comes down, you can actually move it side to side. You can move it horizontally. It's like on a track. And I'm like, okay, so what is that called? She's like, you're going to be looking for like a gallery track system or a gallery rail system. So while I may not be for on this painting, I have been giving it thought about how I'm going to hang these, which also gives me inner peace, because I'm always like, I don't want to just do them and just like leave them laying down. I want to see them. And right now I only have the one board in my room that I clip them to. So I'm going to test that out.
It sounds cool. Oh,
I'm like, I've seen these things over the last 2 years. And it was this week where it was like, hey, hang on a second. Because when we're stressed, we can't think beyond what we see. And when I had finally realized and come to acceptance of where I was with this painting, I was able to see something different and how it might work for my needs. Because there's a lot of things that we do that you can repurpose from something else.
so it looks like we have 2 comments that say that they're going to be working on organizing their systems this weekend.
Yes! Keep me posted. Keep me posted. Drop some pictures in a Dip in Time Facebook page. We want to see them.
So I literally just do the same system that most people do on that I've done in diamond painting for years now. I went and bought a really pretty box, and I bought some baggies, and then I just bought a piece of foam board, and then made sections out of foam board. It was pretty easy to do, actually. And then I just put them in number order. So I have a couple boxes like that. I have one for squares and one for rounds.
How big is the box?
Well, they're a little bit different sizes because I wanted, like, I didn't find them at the same time. I found them at different times, and they're so one is a little bit more rectangular and one is more square, but probably the square one's probably 12 by 12.
And then when you place them in there, do you have like cardboard in between them?
I do not.
How do they stand up then?
Because there's just, I mean, my box it's full. And so they're in there. I have these are the size baggies that I bought. And they're a little bit thicker in weight, like in density. So I just have them. And then even when there wasn't a lot, they just kind of leaned. So it wasn't like, there was any, but yeah, they're just in number order in the box. And then the only thing separating each row of them is the foam board. It's not fancy. It's not, but they're really pretty on my shelf, and that's all I do. And that's what I've done for nearly 6 years now.
So similar to my setup, I have that fear, and I'm going to call it a fear, that worry that I'm going to get something, try it out, get everything organized, and then go, this is not working for me.
I've done that
all this time doing this.
Yep. I tried because at the very beginning of diamond painting, I saw a lot of people using like baseball card type storage where you could, with the slots. And I tried that. It was not successful. I tried putting them in like a container, not successful. This one though, I mean, I do have some where like I had more diamonds than fit into one of these baggies. And I will
Yeah.
let this baggie get really, really full. And then I will pop them into a new baggie. And the one that's really, really full goes into my my overstash. And those I will like kind of follow along on the Facebook groups and see if anybody needs them.
How interesting.
Because there is a whole Facebook group dedicated to that.
For leftovers?
Yep.
Is that the one where you can reach out and go, I'm looking for this color in this size?
Yep.
I love that page. Before I had my stash, like my leftover stash, that came in really handy.
So for me, not only does it keep my stash going, but I can also help people.
Yeah. So do you have another box just for your overstash?
Yes, and it's not a box for it specifically. I have like random diamond painting things, and I just keep my stuff in there. I don't have a fancy box that sits on my shelf for my overstash because it's the amount in it varies.
Yeah. Now, I know some people have like they've organized certain things. A lot of them have wheels on them, which is great if you don't have carpet. Now, my craft room is actually a bedroom, which means it has carpet. And I get discouraged because I'm like, I cannot wheel it around, but I need it light enough that I can move it if I need to. I know I'm being very picky, and I can understand why my husband's like, no. You know what you need, you know what you want, just do it. I'm like, but I don't. So I think that's another way that might be helpful, is to have like a sounding board. Okay, this is
Yeah.
what I'm thinking. What do you think? Do you think this might work? Because when I try and talk to my husband or my son about it, they're like, okay, it's over my head. I'm like, no, come back. I need a sounding board.
I think if you want to, I think on my channel, because I bought stickers from Michael's that like you stick on your baggies and it labels them for you. And so I'm pretty sure on my channel I posted that video and it shows my diamond paint, the spare diamond storage
Okay.
current system that I have. I mean, it's been the system that I've been using, like I said, for a long time, so it won't be outdated.
Well, I want it to be pretty and functional.
Well, that's the thing.
In a tall order.
My boxes are very pretty. And then I have built-in bookshelves in my living room, so they just sit on the built-ins. And it just like, you don't know that that's what they are. That's part of why my diamond painting stash hoard, whatever, isn't like, I know some people talk about how their like family members complain about how much space their stuff is taking. Nobody has ever complained about how much mine is taking up because of how I store it.
Interesting. So as you're saying that, the other thought that goes through my head, and I mean, we're talking about finding that inner peace and mindfulness. I have all my boxes, like all my kits are the way they came. And yet there's a part of me that doesn't want to change it because that's the way it came. It's
Yeah.
original.
That
However, I cannot find the kit I'm looking for unless I pull them all out because of the way I store them. And I don't use GemFlow. I don't have an Excel sheet. And when I first started, I'm like, oh, I won't have that many. I won't need anything like that. And now I'm like, oh, I should have started it. And there's that should again. And I think, yeah, but Rhonda, if you're going to do this, that's going to take a lot of time to figure out how you want to do it. And then I'm like, nah, let's go to the next thing. I run away from it. And I know I'm not the only one that does that.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure anybody who's not an organizer is like that. Like, you know, if you don't like organizing, if you find it intimidating or time consuming or frustrating, you know, you're not going to do it.
You know what is interesting is I have a hard time starting, but once I start, I'm fine. But then once I start, I want to finish everything.
So it becomes a hyperfixation.
Yes.
Same way here. Like I will push back on starting a project, but then when I start it, I have to finish it or I will not go back to it.
Yes.
Hi, Linda.
Linda, hello, hello. And once I start organizing it, I want to make sure I only touch it once and it's going to work. So in a lot of ways, I'm setting myself up for no success because I don't have a system that I know will work. And I don't want to start it if I'm not going to finish it. Because if I organize something and I don't finish it, I always remember where it used to be and not where it is now.
That makes sense.
And then I spend more time searching for it because I've moved it. But I do like having things organized. It takes a lot of mental power and physical power, if that makes sense.
Well, I've got a passport. Go ahead. We'll fly me out there.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Look, I got that done. Yay.
Yay.
Got that part done. And I don't know about you or members in the chat or on replay. When you are working on your kit, do you have thoughts like we're having our conversation here about, oh, you know what? Just did this. Then that would be that much easier. But when am I going to find the time to do it? Which causes that upheaval, that overwhelm. While you're actually doing what's actually joyful for you. I think that's why I put a book on or a show that I don't actually have to watch. I can just listen to.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of it drowns out my inner thoughts. I'm laughing because I'm like, I feel silly by saying that. But when I'm working on something, I will have so many conversations going off in my head. And then I get into debates and then I'm like, okay, I am so tired. I need a nap now.
But isn't it crazy how like diamond painting is so relaxing. It clears our brains enough that we can actually have like full, I don't know. I do the same thing. And that's actually why there's been moments in the last few years that I've struggled with diamond painting, because I have moments where the anxiety is so bad that the diamond painting itself isn't drowning out that noise.
Yes. Yes. I cannot get out of my head. And it's like, oh, okay, I need to go do something else.
Yep.
Those voices are way too loud.
Yep. It's almost like, because they tell you like you should go to a really secluded area, go where there's like big thick trees or something, and really get lost in nature, go for a walk, enjoy yourself, and then allow yourself to think about all those thoughts, because that helps anxiety. But I'm like, if this is what happens when I'm diamond painting, no thank you.
Mm.
Because if that's supposed to relax me enough to get into my head, and this relaxes me enough to get into my head, which is weird because in the beginning I used to use it to get out of my head.
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah. Linda says, not me. I listen to YouTube or audiobooks. And it's so when you talk about going outside, being with nature, I love being in my backyard and diamond painting with an audiobook on. Absolutely love it. I get surrounded by nature. Animals will come into my backyard or walk past my gate. Even though there is a busy road, like just on the other side, I can just, because I've got the breeze going, I've got the sun, the warmth of the sun going, I've got my book going, and then I'll see something out of my peripheral and I'll look up and it'll be like a bird, or it'll be a squirrel, or it'll be a rabbit, a deer, and you're like, oh. And I find I don't actually get stuck in my head. I just get into that zone. And I know, like today, I went to a place, and I actually brought my big headphones. And I was having a really hard time focusing because there were people around that were having like loud conversations. There was a person on their phone talking with their elderly parent. So they were talking loud. And I'm like, please shut up. Please shut up. And yet I can sit and listen to an audiobook and be just fine. Linda, me too. I only got to do it a couple times last year. Yeah. Just go outside and if I need a little quick moment to like get up and stretch, I can go look at my flowers or, feel the grass on my feet. Whereas when I'm inside, I normally don't move. I will normally just sit and just work away and then go, oh, it's that time? Oh, I guess I better go get something to eat. Or I stand up, I'm like, oh, it is bathroom time, because I've been sitting so long that by the time I stand up, gravity hits and it's like, ooh, bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay, I know that might be a TMI, but it's the truth. I just get so set going, and it's like, okay, just one more section. Okay, I just want to finish this one color.
Yeah. I get lost in diamond painting and lose track of time easily.
Mm-hmm. And then the boys will come home. Oh, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, please be quiet. I was enjoying this. I love you dearly. However,
why are you destroying my inner peace?
right? And it's like, okay, I'm going to put my pen down. You've got my attention. And yet, when Dipper comes and she will like scratch my feet, I'm okay with it. So it's really weird.
You know, she doesn't know any better.
Well, she doesn't know any better. That's her way of communicating. She's not talking to me, but she's just slightly touching me.
Yeah.
And maybe it's the sensory input type where it's like, okay. And then I'm just like, okay, baby, just one moment. Let me just finish this piece here. And then you've got mama's attention.
Or that could absolutely just be that you're sensory overload. When they come in and, you know, like, because you kind of have gotten yourself into this almost like a meditation.
Yeah.
So you're almost in a meditative state where there's quiet and there's peace and there's relaxation. And then it's almost like they zap you straight back into the real world.
That could very well be. Because there's certain noises when I'm doing diamond painting that I'm used to. And then when I hear something that doesn't make sense, I am like up out of that chair and I have lost it. It's an abruption.
Yeah.
Margarita, when I do diamond painting, I listen to audiobooks. Yep. Is there certain types of audiobooks people have a tendency to listen to when you're diamond painting? I'm curious.
I have two types of audiobooks that I'll listen to.
What kinds? If you don't mind me asking.
I don't listen to the very many true crime audiobooks. It's more like podcasts. But if I can find a decent one, then I'll listen to that. But I am a huge fan of the Dresden Files by Jim Butcher. And I've definitely listened to some of those. And once upon a time, I remember listening to the Harry Potter series. So something with a lot of visual effects, a lot of, interesting pieces to it, components to it, something that I kind of need to focus on, but that I already know.
That makes sense. Because I can't listen to something where, like, even if it's I'll put like Netflix on, and I will normally pick something that is like binge, where it will just keep going and going and going, and I don't have to stop.
Yep. That's why I like the book series. Yep.
And same with books. Like, I tend to like psychological thrillers where it makes me think, but not where I have to go, okay, which character is this now? What time period are we in? It's just, it takes too much brain power. Same as shows. So if it is a dubbed show, no. But if I can sit and I can visualize it while I'm diamond painting, I'm all for it.
That's why I think I prefer like stories and podcasts a lot of times, because they're short. They're like, there's there's not a limit to them. And I don't have to worry about whether or not it's something that I have to like keep my eyes on.
Yeah. Hey, look, I finished that whole color. Yay!
Yay.
And to think I was stressing about that just this afternoon, going, you have got to be friggin' kidding me. How am I going to leave that undone? I even cut the section I'm like, okay, I gotta go around this way, make it all sticky down. That feels so good to complete.
Yeah. It looks cool.
And this is gonna be interesting because that's gonna. It's okay, Rhonda. It's okay. Nobody will know. That's just the design of it.
So you and I didn't get a chance to talk at all before we went live. I don't have as much time this evening as I've
Okay.
had at other lives that we've done. My kids are my kids are enrolling for next school year in their classes, and this morning my daughter says, "So I've been meaning to talk to you," and I'm like, what?" She's like, "Well, tonight's the last night for me to turn in my enrollment." I was like,
No.
"Child, you know I work right up until I have to get home and then do this live. I told you guys about this weeks ago." "Yeah, I've been meaning to tell you, but I forgot."
So I can totally relate to that because my son does the exact same thing, but it's usually like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Oh, by the way, Mom, I need
Yep,
help with this. And you're like,
yep,
what? No, I'm getting ready for bed now. Bug off. But as a parent, you can't say bug off,
right?
right? Yeah. So I can so appreciate that. And we can definitely um, let you go because that is important for you as well. And I am feeling so much better now that we've had this time together.
I feel better knowing that you were able to get those, at least those diamonds found.
Just like, well, and then I was also, okay, before you leave, uh, Get Your Weird On 2026 starts March 1st, which is Sunday. So I was also freaking out today because I could not find the enhancement drills for it, and I couldn't find which drills I needed because I had taken that kit down to Crafter's Paradise last summer.
Oh, yeah.
To have Cheryl Gma help me, and I said, you can just take it with you. Send me a message. I will order it, and then when I see you at GLE, the Great Lakes Escape, you can give me back my canvas, and you'll have my drills for me. Well, I was on their site last night, specifically last night, because I'm like, oh, there's going to be an enhancement sheet for it. I could not find the enhancement sheet for it. Could not find it. And I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I'm looking at all the special drills I bought, and I'm like, I have no idea which ones I need. I don't know where they go. I'm like, Rhonda, there's got to be a note here somewhere. I'm like, no, she took it with her. So I was going through another little bit of a spiral. So I messaged Cheryl, and I'm like, Cheryl, I'm having a huge brain fart. The brain fog has settled in, and I cannot think of this. And she's like, oh, well, it's up on the website. Here, it's right here. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. And I actually found the drills before I left the house this morning. And I'm like, yay. So sometimes when we're feeling overwhelmed, it's okay to reach out and go, hey, I am having difficulties recalling the conversation we had, the assistance that you gave me. Can you assist me again?
I think calling in backup is always an option and should always be like a plan of action if you can't get yourself out of it. Because at school, I talk to the kids about what's called rock brain.
Mm.
And we get so invested in our own thought process that we stop trying to listen to any kind of actual sense outside of it. And that's one of the things that I teach them, trying to teach them strategies to get out of rock brain so that they can get into a way of like learning to utilize their tools.
I've never heard it called rock brain.
Yep, it's like your brain turns into a rock. It refuses to move.
Yeah, see, that's when I call that a brain fart or a brain fog.
See, and for me, a brain fog is when things I can't quite remember them. And a brain, I guess brain fog is when I can almost feel it, but it's not quite there. And a brain fart is like, it just completely left my brain.
It's
So
gone.
rock brain is for me is more of a concept of like, in frustration and anger and emotional highs when we can't seem to get ourselves out of those emotions into a position where we can process that emotion and actually get through whatever it is that we're trying to get through.
Interesting. Yeah. And seeing, so part of it was the brain fog because I knew I had it.
Oh, yeah.
And I knew it was here. But I'm like, I can see it, but I can't see it. And I have a hard time reaching out and asking for help. And I'm like, Rhonda, just do it. This person is safe. They've got your back. Mutt, I have rock brain a lot throughout the day.
Well, you know, one of those tools that I teach my kids to combat rock brain is to actually ask for help.
And that's asking a lot.
It is. It is. But if I can teach them, you know, when they're kindergarten, first and second grade, then they'll have it down by the time they're adults.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, it has to do with your upbringing.
Yep.
And for me, it was, if you are asking, then there's something wrong with you. And I'm like, nope. And that's one thing I'm trying to teach myself is it's okay to ask. If someone would ask me, I have no issues with it. All right, Margaret, I'm done painting now, but listen to both of you.
Yeah.
So I think that is a really good point to kind of end our conversation tonight. We are back here next month.
Yep, I'm looking at the calendar now. March 26th.
So I actually have a question for you on that, because that night, my daughter's mother-in-law, they're doing a retirement party. So I'm wondering if we might be able to do it on a different day. I don't need an answer right now, but just as an FYI for everybody as well. So we will confirm which night and what time.
Hi, Tammy.
Okay, yeah, so Tammy, that would be my fault, and I will take responsibility for that. I did not get the notification or the post up until like 35 minutes before going. That was me. And what I need to kit up my Get Your Weird On. So I might actually do that as a video. just to hang out with people. Because I wasn't able to go live yesterday. I really needed a day off. Yeah. And I am trying to model what I say about self-care. I was just looking for someone to watch.
Oh, man. Yeah, we've been, unfortunately.
So what I might do, because Rebecca needs to go, she has another priority she needs to go take care of. What I might do is I might just create another stream, and because I want to finish this piece here. So if anybody just wants to come and hang out for a little bit before I'm like, oh, done.
Well, and if I can help my daughter, I won't be able to join you live, obviously, but I might be able to join your chat.
Yeah. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being you. Thank you for joining us for our Brewing Inner Peace. I am going to go downstairs and grab food, and then I will be back. Give me 15 minutes. Night all, off to bed, have a long day tomorrow. Oh, yes, go get some sleep, mutts. So thank you for joining Rebecca, Sparkle Sanctuary, and myself.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for being with us. Thank you. Sorry, I'm a little delirious. I've worked 2 12-hour days. I'm tired.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, don't do that. Although she has already done it, so I don't know why I'm saying that. Don't do that.
Don't do it again.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
All right. Good night, everybody.
We'll see you next month. Okay. Bye.
Bye.